All right, it's almost been 24 hours since Donald Trump made the decision to strike Iran, enter the United States into war, and the MAGA base is very, very, very upset. So, we're going to react to some clips and some tweets of, first of all, a lot of MAGA leaving, saying, "You betrayed us. This is not what we voted for," as the majority of polling has shown, but also clips of Republicans talking endlessly before the election about how Donald Trump was the peace president and Joe Biden, excuse me, was the one who was going to get us into war. Now, before I start this video, once again, my name's Chris Mowrey. I'm filling in for Adam Mockler on the Adam Mockler channel. And if you enjoy this content, the link to my YouTube channel will be in the description down below. Obviously, my setup here looks a little bit different. I am traveling right now, running around a bit, and if you appreciate that, it would mean a lot if you just hit like on this video. On this channel, we're trying to build something big, punch back against MAGA media going into 2026, 2028, and beyond. And to join this awesome community, all you have to do is subscribe. All right, let's take a look at some of these clips, or at some of these screenshots, clips, before we get into some of this article. So first, we have some pretty easy stuff, some stuff that we're seeing really just everywhere on the internet right now. This is Pete Hegseth, essentially showing people Donald Trump's true social post, saying any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight, referring to potentially strikes moving forward on Iran. And this person says, "I trusted you. I'm done with MAGA and all your bullshit. My son is a sitting duck on a fucking destroyer, you stupid asshole." Well, those are pretty strong words, but also understandable. Because again, something else that Donald Trump didn't really seem to acknowledge much of at all, maybe a little bit at the end of his speech, is that, like, there's military service members right now in the Middle East at serious risk. And if you're somebody out there who is either serving this country or has family members who are serving, we're all thinking of you right now, and we appreciate you, because you're putting service members, again, in serious danger and at serious risk, something that you explicitly promised you wouldn't do. You explicitly said Joe Biden was the one who was going to do that, and you were going to make peace because you're the master negotiator. You can get on the phone call and end these wars within, one call. Apparently not this time, though. That's because he's not the master negotiator. We go to the next one. The fake president of the United States is on his way to Israel because he is determined to start a nuclear war. To change the narrative, he will spill our children's blood. Wow, that's pretty intense, again, from the same person who posted this. Let's go to the next one. We have a fairly large creator on Twitter here, Hillbilly Things. "I wish I never voted for @RealDonaldTrump. I will never, ever vote again." Now with almost 1 million views and 31,000 likes. Well, again, a lot of people feeling this, a lot of big people in the MAGA sphere saying similar things. We go to the next one. This is Donald Trump, showing people his true social post, and the same person: "You betrayed us, your MAGA base. I voted for you 3 times. I would have voted for you again and again and again, you lying piece of shit." Again, I've contested that this issue, particularly the endless war issue, as a lot of people frame it, is probably the most passionate of all the issues for the MAGA base. And so this is a really big deal. I think a lot of other things that Trump has kind of folded on, some people in the base trickle off and say, "I can't do this anymore," but most of them are kind of in that cult mindset. They're like, "Oh, we'll stick around." But this one, I think, is different. Truly, it is. Let me show you a couple clips also as well. Let's react to a couple clips that have gone very viral because people are saying, this did not age well. And this is one of them. Tim Pool speaking on a podcast during the election season about Trump and Iran. Let's take a listen.
Have you been following the news?
Huh?
Have you been following the news on this one?
Yeah.
He recently came out and told Israel he was breaking from them. He doesn't want to be involved in their wars.
Do you remember why?
Iran.
What do you mean Iran?
To avoid a war?
To avoid a war with Iran, he said, we're going to stop supporting you because you're pushing too hard. Israel said they're going to engage in strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. And Tulsi Gabbard told Trump, don't do it. And Trump said, we won't. Tulsi Gabbard was excellent choice. Man, if we got Kamala Harris in there, holy shit.
And another...
This clip is almost picture perfect for this didn't age well, because he's describing exactly what didn't happen just in the last 2 weeks. It's insane. Donald Trump wanted to negotiate. Then all of a sudden, Israel pulls him in and says, come help us fight. Tulsi Gabbard says, well, we don't really have the evidence that this is happening. His intelligence community is clearly saying, like, hey, we don't know that they're that close to building a nuclear weapon. And instead of, like Tim says in this clip, instead of pulling out and making sure we don't go to war, Trump struck Iran. So this clip is crazy. I hope you share this one around. Let's go to the next one. Charlie Kirk speaking to college kids in Texas.
As a liberal, I imagine you don't like war, right? You don't like endless war. Under Donald Trump, it was the first president in 40 years where we had no new wars. No Iraq war, no Syrian war, no Russian-Ukraine war. Under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we have the Russian-Ukrainian war that we've spent $250 billion on. We have the terror.
So again, like a lot of the reason that my generation, my demographic specifically, young men voted for Trump was actually a lot of this talking point. This idea that actually if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're going to get sent to war. But if you vote for Donald Trump, the peacemaker, the master negotiator, the one who can pick up the phone and end the Russia-Ukraine conflict within 24 hours, which has not happened, then you're going to be safe. The world was safe under Trump. And that's a lot of why you're seeing things like this, especially from my generation and my demographic already. It's like, it's like, damn, we tried to tell you, but at least you're coming around. And especially that Gen Z vote is going to be very important. We go to another Charlie Kirk clip.
Look at 4 years of him as president. And it's not about the rhetoric. It's not about any of that. It's the war. There were no new wars. People were getting richer. Our border was secure. We saw that for 4 years. And they want to try to hoodwink you and scare you into, Project 2025. Yeah, Donald Trump's true Project 2025 is lower energy costs.
So first of all, Project 2025, a lot of it has already been implemented. This expansion of executive authority, flooding the executive branch, that three-letter agencies, with loyalists, getting ready to, or, really pushing the line, ignoring federal judges and saying that the judiciary, the judicial branch is hyper-politicized to give them way less credit. It's a very scary time. But also, again, same concept. What did Donald Trump run? No new wars. What are we doing 6 months in? What did Donald Trump run on? We're going to make you all rich on day one. The economy under Biden-Harris was just awful. And now, things are not good economically. Inflation is rising. The Fed is saying it's going to rise further because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Consumer sentiment is near an all-time low. If I was MAGA right now, I would be furious. And I just showed you a couple reasons why. And so lastly, we go all the way back to this article. Trump faces backlash from MAGA base after strikes on Iran. President Donald Trump faced a fierce backlash from parts of his MAGA movement over his decision to launch strikes against Iran, with critics saying he had been maneuvered into a Middle East war by Israel. Quote, an overwhelming majority of the people in the U.S. don't want to get involved in any of this, Steve Bannon said. Obviously, Steve Bannon being the reason, I would argue, the key reason he got in during his first term. Tucker Carlson saying there was no justification for attacking Iran, adding that there was, quote, zero credible intelligence to suggest it was, quote, anywhere near building a nuclear bomb. People like Theo Vaughn, quote, I felt like it was supposed to be America first, and now it just feels like we're working for Israel. The influential right-wing podcaster Theo Vaughn said. Theo Vaughn had Donald Trump on his podcast going into the 2024 election. Quote, I think to a lot of people, it's you just start to feel very disillusioned pretty quickly in our leaders. Wow. So again, I will continue to make videos showing you clips like this, calling out the hypocrisy, showing you how MAGA is furious, because if this has only been 6 months, I'm not sure what type of base he's going to have within 2 years. You know what I mean? But it is important that we keep yelling, screaming, and talking about it, because the MAGA base does tend to be a little cult-like. So sometimes you got to push and push and push. And that's why, if you would, it would mean a lot if you shared this video. Once again, my name is Chris Mowrey, filling in for the Adam Mockler channel. If you enjoy this type of content, you want to join this growing community, we're trying to uplift Gen Z voices. Once again, all you have to do is hit subscribe down below. And the link to my YouTube channel will be in the description down below. You guys have shown so much love lately, and truly, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a good start to your week. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.